Greetings, beautiful ones, and welcome. This is Nazanin Marashian, Love and Heart Art, deep dive into tools for empowerment and healing. Episode 31, here we are. What is our capacity to receive? Yes, in this episode, I want to explore this notion of what it means to be truly in the receptive mode, and how to cultivate a daily practice of balancing the energy of giving and receiving, especially as women who tend to be the nurturers, the givers. How can we balance this out? A core teaching from Brian L. Weiss from past life regression therapy research. In his book, Many Lives, Many Masters, he talks about that love must be balanced. And I really love this teaching because it is really about how to be in the receptive mode, that how to really investigate those patterns and systems of behavior that are about funneling the energy into just giving or just receiving. So how can we balance this out? Because if you are a giver like me and many of us, you attract people who are receivers. And then often what happens is that it builds resentment because you're drawing from a place of depletion. And I've noticed this in myself and other women, that our boundless capacity to give is beautiful. Giving to our families, giving to our jobs, giving to our partners, giving to our children, giving to our friends, giving to our communities, beautiful. But giving beyond what we have for ourselves then becomes this toxic loop, where the giving no longer comes from a place of generosity. It comes from a place of depletion. So how can love then be balanced? So that's the core question for me, and within my own life, and how to bring practices in daily, moment by moment, to really bring that balance back in. And my investigation firstly is observing the women in my family and their selflessness and their generosity and their beauty. But the inability to receive then creates this funneled energy. So I noticed this is a story that's been passed down from the mother line, from my great-grandmother all the way down to me. And I'm asking myself, it's beautiful to give, to be able to give, to be strong enough to give. Yet how can I also balance that out and live and allow my generosity to be returned to me? And it doesn't have to be returned by the person I give it to, but to be open to receive from another channel. And then the questions that come up is, well, where in my life am I giving too much? And what is the impact of this? And of course, in our relationships, it's an amazing mirror into the self, and showing me where I'm oversharing, where I'm overgiving, where I'm overstepping my own boundaries, and then forming this hyper independence to do and meet all of my own needs. And what I notice is that this then brings us into limbic overload, because you're drawing from an empty cup then. And as humans in this fragile existence that we are living, we must also be in the receptive mode. And it's the same in the reverse. If you're always taking, you're always taking, and you need to be filled up by other people's energy, that's also out of balance. So how to create this loop where you're drawing from an infinite source and this abundant source of energy to give and to receive. It must come not from another person, because that creates codependency. But people might be dependent on me for my giving, or I'm dependent on them for receiving, or however it is in that codependency. But how to create a infinite flow of energy so that love can be balanced. For me, a daily practice is to sit in nature, to receive from the sun. Oh, the most spectacular of sunrises this morning. It was this golden halo behind the clouds and this burst of radiant fire of the sun as it emerged off the horizon. And I'm like, yes, I'm so full. I'm receiving these beautiful light codes. And so now I have an overflow to give. And another daily practice is, to nourish, to really have my tea or eat my food mindfully and allow those nutrients to nourish me on a cellular level so that I'm fulfilled. And of course we live within relationships. I know myself the best because I am in relationship. So how present am I with how much I'm giving and how much I'm receiving? Can I give more than I have? Well, I can. I do. But then what happens? So then there's resentment, then there's exhaustion, then there's different heaviness about that. But when I give from the overflow, when I give from a place of abundance and balance, where love is balanced, then what I'm giving has this beautiful lightness, this golden light of the sun like this morning. And to increase our capacity to receive is so important, particularly if you are a giver. And there's so many women in my community and even within my family that I'm noticing that are giving and giving and giving. And then we go away and replenish ourselves and give some more. But how long can that last for? And is that a balanced way to live? And when the energy, because everything is energy, when the energy is heavy, it's burdensome. I remember walking the Salcante track in Peru with my brother many years ago. And I got to a point where the weight of the energy that I was carrying, of how much I give and give and give and nothing left for myself, I could not take another step in that reflection. And that was the first time that I became aware of my inability to really receive. And even now in my current relationships, I'm noticing how much I give and how little I am open to receive. A dear friend asked me, how can I support you, Naz? What can I do for you? And I still don't have the answer to that question, because I've been so accustomed to being in that hyper independent state, this vigilant state of meeting my own needs all of the time, that I'm not allowing myself the gift to receive and allowing the other the gift to give. So in this dance of relationships, to really allow love to be balanced, the capacity to receive also needs to expand, and I'm learning that. So if you are a giver, give, also think about how you can open yourself to receive. And if you are a receiver, take. How can you soften yourself meeting some of your own needs so that you can give to others? And then we can bring all of our energies into balance. And that is what is most needed, I feel, in these times. It's a short share on this one. Wishing you a magical day. Until next time, this is Nazanin Marashian, Love and Heart Art.